JBN, we keep you informed. St. Andrew man charged with assault and gun possession. 25-year-old Keegan Palmer of 9 Miles, St. Andrew, is scheduled to appear before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday, February 27, to answer the charges of illegal possession of a gun and ammunition and assault at common law. The Bull Bay Police reported on Sunday about 5:20 p.m. The complainant was standing at a bus stop on the Tambourine Tree Main Road in the parish when the accused, who brandished a gun, pounced upon him and started making demands. A report was subsequently made and an investigation launched, which led to Palmer's arrest. Palmer was later charged in relation to the incident. Reggae Boy Darren Mattocks faces felony charges in the U.S. Jamaican footballer Darren Mattox is facing 2 felony charges in the United States, according to U.S. media reports. The 29-year-old FC Cincinnati forward has been accused of making a false, fraudulent, or incomplete insurance claim and theft by deception in Carroll Township, Pennsylvania. Court documents state that the complaint against Mattox was first filed on December 5, 2019, in which bail was set at $50,000. A formal arraignment is scheduled for February 27, 2020, according to the media reports. An 8-year veteran of Major League Soccer, MLS, Mattox was about to begin his second season at FC Cincinnati, for who he bagged 3 goals in 21 appearances last season. Widow disputes police report of husband's death. A grieving widow is disputing police reports of how her 71-year-old husband, John Broomfield, came to lose his life following a traffic accident on Saturday. Vevelin Broomfield on Monday afternoon said that contrary to a police report on the weekend, her late husband was not at the wheel of a Toyota Tacoma motor vehicle, which the police say collided into an embankment after the driver allegedly lost control. She said that she can say with certainty, having heard from those who were there, that her husband fell from the open back pickup van, which was carrying a number of other people. She confirmed that her husband died at the Mandeville Regional Hospital. Doctors at the hospital told her that they had tried and failed to revive him. She said, "I am sure he was not the driver, and he does not own a pickup van," she said, even while emphasizing that she was not present at the time of the incident. Broomfield said her husband, John Broomfield, of Farm in Manchester, had served as a cook for a repast at Brookenhurst, also in Manchester, which followed a funeral service at neighboring Windsor. She said that after the burial ceremony and repast, her husband and others were getting a ride home in the open back pickup van when he fell. Teen cop held with stolen car at SOE checkpoint in East Kingston. At least one of 2 teenagers were found in possession of a stolen motor vehicle at a security forces checkpoint in the Kingston Eastern Police Division on Monday is to be charged with impersonating the police. Information received is that about 8:15 a.m., the driver of a Mazda Primacy motor car was signaled to stop at the Windward Road Commission Road State of Emergency SOE checkpoint. He complied and reportedly told police officers that he was a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF. However, when asked to produce identification to support the claim, the driver presented a card that did not match his particulars. This arose the police officer's suspicion, and the checks with the Police Emergency Communication Center revealed that the vehicle had been stolen in Seaview Gardens, St. Andrew, on Friday, February 7. The 2 occupants of the car, one aged 18 years and the other 17, were then arrested. The Kingston Eastern Police are now working alongside their counterparts in the St. Andrew South Police Division as they probe the case further. Other charges, including breaches of the Larceny Act, are to be explored by investigators. 3 arrested in relation to Stony Hill murder and shooting. The St. Andrew North Police are reporting that 3 suspects are now in custody in relation to a daring murder and shooting in Stony Hill, St. Andrew on Wednesday, February 12. According to investigators, one of the 3 was held in the Stony Hill area shortly after the incident. The police say another was held in Enfield, St. Mary on Friday during a targeted raid, while the third suspect was nabbed in an operation a day later. In the meantime, the police information arm says investigators continue to follow several leads and are now making arrangements for the suspects to be placed on an identification parade and interviewed in the presence of their attorneys. Last Wednesday, 26-year-old Shamari Horace Wall was on his way to work when he was pounced upon by armed men in Stony Hill Square. The men opened fire, hitting Wall several times and killing him on the spot. Bystanders were also shot, as well as the motorist who was driving his daughter to school. The incident caused several businesses to close their doors for the day. Some operators also raised concern about the incidence of violent crimes and called on the police to increase their presence. St. Mary Court overflowing with sexual offense cases, with 117 sexual offenses reported in the parish of St. Mary last year. Commanding officer for the police division, Superintendent Bobette Morgan Simpson, is issuing a stern warning to offenders that they will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law when caught. In an interview last Thursday, Morgan Simpson noted that there is a worrying trend as it relates to the number of sexual offences cases brought before the Michaelmas Circuit Court in the parish. Between January 1, 2019 and December 31, 2019, there were 45 reported cases of sexual intercourse with a person under the age of 16 years, 22 reported cases of rape, 10 reported cases of grievous sexual assault, 9 cases of sexual touching of a child, 7 reported cases of indecent assault, 6 reported cases of incest, 6 cases involving attempted rape, 3 cases involving aiding and abetting rape, 3 cases involving buggery, 2 cases involving assault with intent to rape, 1 case involving abduction of a person under 16 years, 1 reported case of aiding and abetting grievous sexual assault, 1 reported case of forcible abduction, and 1 case involving gross indecency. 92 of the cases have so far been cleared. We have to be concentrating a lot on sensitizing communities to the whole matter of sexual offenses, and especially with the children. We find that we are getting a lot of reports. Every time we have circuit court trial, most of the matters are sexual offenses. It is sad but true, and a lot of them have to do with having sex with children under 16, Morgan Simpson disclosed. Already this year, there have been 5 reported cases of sexual offenses in the parish. Between January 1, 2020 and February 13, 2020, there have been 2 reports of rape, 2 reports of sexual intercourse with a person under 16 years, and 1 reported case of incest. Morgan Simpson said while in some instances, perpetrators are ignorant as it relates to what the law dictates, more often than not, offenses stem from what he described as a cultural norm. The superintendent said the age group of some offenders suggests that they are well aware that a crime is being committed, but proceed to commit the offense because in their minds it should not be illegal. Added to that, she said the victims in most instances are taken advantage of because of a lack of resources. There are others where their mothers in some instances may have some relationship with the men, and then sometimes the men will take advantage of the girls. We find children as young as 8 years old, 9 years old, being caught in these situations where you have big men that are molesting them. But I have a very strong Sissoko Center for Investigation of Sexual Offenses and the Child Abuse team, and they don't play. So when they come to our attention, we're going to dig them out, and we're going to find them wherever they are, and we're going to prosecute them, put them before the court, and when my investigators finish, they are going to prison. The matters are being pursued, being investigated, placed before the court, and men are going to prison, Morgan Simpson said. Additionally, the senior cop said often among the group of offenders are young boys who are ignorant of the law. Describing this finding as disturbing, she says these boys are usually not older than 14 or 15. These are schoolboys who are engaged in activities such as rape and that sort of thing. When it comes to circuit time and you go by the court and you see some of these youngsters that are coming before the court for sexual offenses, it's really a serious challenge. I think in their cases, many times ignorance may be a part of their problem, but then it's also a part of how they're socialized. It depends on what happens at home. Is there a good structure at home, or is it a proper environment? Is it that parents are engaging in activities that children are seeing or are exposed to? It makes you wonder. Morgan Simpson reasoned. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember, subscribe, like, share. Leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.